Hey guys, welcome to Swadhyay Academy. Well, our today's topic in this lecture is strategy, meaning, and its a definition along with its characteristics. So, first of all, try to understand what is strategy. Well, top level management of organization is concerned with selection of the course of action to achieve the goal of the organization. To set the goal of the organization, one must be consider what are the objective or what is the mission of the organization. If there is a good alignment or there is a coordination between the objective of the organization and the strategy formulation, then all these strategies which are formulated for the organizations become successful. So strategy helps the organization to meet its uncertain situation with due diligence. Without any effective strategy, no organization can achieve the goal or achieve the objective of the organization. So the top level management of an organization is concerned with the selection of the course of action from among the so many alternatives which are generated to meet the organization's objectives, right? So the among these different alternatives of the course of actions, one particular course of action or the strategy is chosen to achieve the goal of the organization. So the process, the technique by the course of action by which the objectives are formulated, the process by which the objectives are formulated and achieved is known as strategic management, and the strategy acts to achieve the objectives of the organization. So strategy is a grand design, or we can say it as a overall plan which organizations choose in order to achieve the set goals of the organization, and there must be alignment or coordination between the objectives of the organization and the strategy to make the strategy or the course of action effective and operationally efficient to achieve the set goals of the organization. So the strategy is defined as the plan or the course of action which is deployed at each level of management for the attainment of the objectives and realization of the long term goals of the organization. Strategy is long term in nature, whereas tactics are short term. So, when we talk about the definitions of strategy, then the strategy is a plan or a course of action designed to achieve specific goals or the set objectives of the organization, which includes the choices of the alternative among the alternatives of the course of action to allocate the resources, and it's all about how to position the organization in the market, which and which path to pursue, which path to follow in order to achieve sustainable competitive advantage in this competitive environment of business. So many scholars has given the definition of strategy. We are going to discuss some of the main strategies, definitions of the strategy given by some main scholars. First, we will talk about the Michael Porter's perspective. Definition of, according to the Michael Porter, the definition of strategy is, according to Michael Porter, who is a renowned strategist, defines strategy as the creation of a unique and valuable position of the organization in the market involving a different set of activities or the course of action. This is the definition which is given by the Porter in 1996. According to Porter, a successful strategy includes making a trade-offs and choosing a distinct position in the market that delivers superior value to the customers. So, in simple words, we can say, as per Porter, the creation of the position, a unique position of the organization in the market, should give superior value to the customers. Then, next is the definition by Henry Mintzberg. On the other hand, according to Henry Mintzberg, strategy is a pattern in a stream of decisions. He emphasizes that strategy emerges over time through a process of trial and errors, rather than being predetermined through the deliberate planning. As per Mythbusters, this strategy comes with the trials and errors. It is not about predetermined course of actions. Mythbusters has given this definition in 1987. In this view, we can say that strategy is inherently flexible and adaptable to changing circumstances. Another definition is given by Anstroff. According to Igor Anstroff, who is a pioneer in the strategic management, defines strategy as a hypothesis about how to achieve organizational objectives. The definition of strategy in 1987. He emphasizes the experimental nature of strategy, suggesting that it involves testing assumptions and learning from feedback in order to refine and improve the performance of the organization. So, according to Gluck, strategy is the unified, comprehensive, and integrated plan that relates the strategic advantage of the organization to the challenges of the environment and is designed to ensure that basic objectives of the enterprise are achieved through proper implementation process. According to an strategy as an action inclusive of objectives. As per the definitions given, there are three types of action involved in the strategy. What are these actions? Determination of the long-term goals or objectives of the organization. This is the most important thing. Until and unless we do not have any objective or goal of the organization or mission of the organization, then we cannot make any course of action or strategy for the organization. So for the successful creation or formulation of the strategy, we must have long-term goals or objectives. As strategy is deploying the course of action or allocation of which includes allocation of the resources and planning, designing, everything for the long term. Then second feature is adoption of the course of action. And thirdly, there is allocation of resources. Suppose we have all the plans, we have all the course of action, but we do not have resources, then we cannot execute that strategy. We cannot achieve the goal of the organization with the course of actions without implementing them. So for the implementation of the course of action, we need allocation of the resources. So after getting to know the meaning of the strategy and the definitions of the strategy given by different scholars, let's talk about the characteristics of the strategy. So here are some of the features or characteristics of a strategy. They must be purposeful. The strategy must have a purpose. So strategy is purposeful in nature. How it is purposeful in nature? Because with the clear sense of direction and intentionally formulated or intentionality behind its formulation is very important. It is driven by the overarching goals and objectives of the organization, guiding decision making and resource allocation towards the achievement of desired outcomes. Next feature is context specific. Effective strategy takes into account the unique characteristics of the organization and its operating environment. It considers factors such as industry dynamics, market condition, competitive landscape, and internal capabilities, tailoring its approach to fit the specific context in which the organization operates. Next feature is long-term oriented. While tactics may focus on long-term gains, Strategy takes a long term perspective, aiming to create sustainable value over time. It involves making decisions that position the organization for success not just in the present moment but also in the years to come. Next feature of strategy is it's a dynamic and adaptive in nature. In an ever changing environment of business, the strategy must be dynamic and adaptive. It must be according to the situation or according to the environment outside. So, it must be capable of responding to evolving circumstances and market dynamics. So, strategy requires ongoing monitoring, evaluation, and adjustment of the strategic plan in order to stay relevant and competitive. Next characteristic of strategy is integrated and coherent. A coherent strategy aligns all aspects of the organization, including its goal, resources, its course of action or activities, its capabilities towards a common purpose. So, the strategy ensures this kind of a strategy ensures that every decision and action taken within the organization is consistent with the overarching strategy direction. Next feature is it has the nature of risk awareness. The strategy involves taking calculated risk in pursuit of organization's goals. Effective strategy also involves or includes risk management, which also includes the identification, assessment, and mitigation of the potential threats and uncertainties that may impact the achievement of the goal or the objectives of the organization. Is the strategy. Next feature is strategy is inclusive and collaborative. A best strategy for the organization is successful strategy formulation and implementation needs the inclusion of key stakeholders across the organization. It includes fostering a culture of collaboration and engagement where diverse perspectives are valued and integrated into the strategic decision making process. Next and the last feature of strategy is ethical and responsible. Ethical considerations are integrated to strategic decision making. How? Guiding organizations to act in manner that is socially responsible and morally upright. The things which are not upright or socially not responsible should be avoided. A sustainable strategy prioritizes ethical conduct, environment stewardship, and social impact, recognizing the importance of corporate citizenship in today's interconnected world. So, strategy. So, we have came to know about the meaning and definition of strategy and its characteristics. So, strategy is a long term oriented in nature, whereas tactics is a short term oriented. Strategy is for all the levels of organizations management, that is whether it is a top level management, middle level management, or the ground level or the operational level management. This is implemented at each level of the management. So strategy encompasses a wide array of meaning and interpretation, reflecting its dynamic and multifaceted nature, whether viewed as a plan or a course of action, a pattern of decisions, a hypothesis, or a long term direction. Strategy serves as the guiding force behind organizations' success or achievement. Its characteristics, which includes purposefulness, context, strategy, long term orientation, dynamic, integrated, risk awareness, and inclusivity, and ethical responsibility. So, by understanding the meaning and definition and characteristics of a strategy, organizations can delve a clear insight into the strategic direction, make more informed decisions, and make a course of action or plan, ensuring the prosperity and growth of the organization.